Welcome to hell. Here we are. I was going to talk about Boxing Day. And what is Boxing Day? It's the day after Christmas where really rich people give their elevator operator, the doorman, the mailman, service people, expendables, a little tip in an envelope. In the old days, they used to put it in a box. But now they don't do that. They don't even put it in an envelope. They actually take the money from them. You want your job? What's in your wallet? Give it to me now. And that's because most people in the Western democracies are basically morons, right? I was in, I went around Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. I stayed up here at the school, but I went out today, and I kind of said I'm going to have an American Christmas. So I went to the you know Big Lots and to Lowe's and all the places that have Christmas decorations, and being the lighting guy that I am, you know, and I have a very limited disposable income. So I spent $20 and I bought about $60 worth of Christmas lights for $20. And that's about what they were worth. But the majority of the fat, stupid people bought um, that stuff when it was $70, right? And then they were too lazy to put it up. And now it's in the back of their van. And, I have to, be empathetic because I used to and still am a fat, stupid, materialist American. But I lost 270 pounds and I'm only kind of fat, not big boned, just kind of fat. And I'm about 40 pounds from being my high school weight, about 170. So, then I'm way better than I was when I was almost 500 pounds. But so I was, at Lowe's, and uh, every place I go shopping, I make sure I drive around in my electric go kart shopping mass consumption chair. And they have them at Walmart's and they have them at pretty much every store. But I was riding around in Lowe's, and this guy who had to weigh 500 pounds, and his wife had to weigh at least 400 pounds. Anyway, they were both walking around with walkers and a gigantic shopping cart, just buying stuff, And the guy saw me ride around him, and I started going around in circles. And he goes, "Can I have one of those?" And I go, "Well, I'm using this one, but you look like you could walk better than me." And I said, "Yeah, but I always use these carts." He goes, "Where were they?" I said, "Well, they were kind of right by the front door. If you just kind of walked a little closer and opened your eyes, you might have seen one. There were a bunch there." And he looked like he was going to grab it, and I kind of, rode away at about 0.003 miles an hour, and he still couldn't catch up to me. Anyway, so, that's kind of what Boxing Day is about. You know, back, way back, when Boxing Day started in the 19th century somewhere in England, you know, the ruling class, gave the poor worker one day where they kind of felt like, they lived all 364 days being subservient to the rich just so they get their little box. So, and, they would end up in a little box. I'm taking this off. Does this look like one of the kings of last night? You know, the toxic material this is made from in China. In China. Ugh. So, here's to Boxing Day. I'm watering that one down. Oh, so I'm just a little bit green, aren't I? Ooh, you know, this is radiation from Fukushima. I'm gonna put my little head is getting a little cold. Anyway, that was my little attempt at humor. George Carlin does it way better, and that guy who does Last Week Tonight does pretty good, funny job. And SNL has been knocking it out for the last 40 years or so. But again, it's like the Boxing Day. The only person who was truly honest in his humor was George Carlin, because he really said it like it was. The other two are snarky in their humor, right? And I'm getting rid of this green light. I feel so radioactive. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Whew. Back to my normal Sensei Al Bob. Oh yeah. Oh, so there's two of you there. So, what do you guys think of my attempt at humor? I even had props. I like props. It makes me feel thespianish. So, last night we visited, we went through the doorway of the Kings of Magic. And I was thinking I wanted to take y'all back to your own sanctuary of your own choosing, right? And within the sanctuary, there is a place where you can kind of Skype each other, right? You don't even have to be on your little screens. You can Skype right through that. Hey, Twitch. And so we'll wait till the gang gets in. Sarah, hola. So, what do you think of my opening, cold opening there? I was watching, again, the hour or so before I do these chats in the morning and at night. I kind of look at all the stuff that you've sent me. I look at my inbox. I look at my Gmail. I kind of flit around the YouTube, and I saw this little thing they did Saturday Night Live, and they had all the girls in the cast dressed up as cute girls, like in cute little pink outfits and clouds, and somewhere between Playboy and Disney. Anyway, and they were singing this song called Welcome to Hell. And if you're a woman, pretty much you are experiencing hell, because guys hit on you. Basically, your essence is put in a transitional or transactional form. It's the oldest, employment in time. It's like, what, don't people have moms, or grandmoms, or aunts, or sisters, and basically, men act the way they do is because they're brought up to act that way. And because we live in a materialist civilization that wants us unconscious, the unbelievable fat people I saw today was like, I mean, everywhere I went. And, like I said, I've lost 270 pounds. So I'm feeling pretty good about myself. Well, I'm alive, If I didn't lose that weight, I'd be dead. And then I'd have to come back and go do all this. No. So, when I landed in that plate of spaghetti, I kind of said, okay, 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 I get it. I'll, I'll do better. I'll move forward. I'm ascending, honest. I'm here to serve. I mean, I always have been. You know, I just have George Carlin sense of humor, and but I keep coming back. So I'm double downing on getting back to my high school weight. By summertime, I'll be even closer. Because I keep losing weight. I don't gain it, which is a good thing. But I can slow down. But okay, after seeing all, I was like, I looked at this lady and I said, how does she take a shit? And and even better, how does she wipe her ass? I mean, and she had a husband and two kids, and they were all like, I mean, the kids were no older than 9, had to weigh more than 210. It was like, I mean, they had a semi out there just to drive them around, and a crane to lift them up. I mean, and it's not those poor people's fault. They are. It's like, that hole is missing in their heart. It's been cored out by their culture, their society, everything that they've been through since birth, and the only thing they can replace it with is a deep fried, double wrapped in bacon, a cheeseburger with marshmallow fluff in chocolate and double fried again, stuffed with onion rings and mashed potatoes. And that's just the treat. And then they stop every 200 feet. There's a Wendy's and McDonald's and Hardee's and that's kind of what I like, just because I was, you saw me this morning. You saw the beautiful little trees and the mountaintop and the sun and the quietness and I was doing my Tai Chi, and I did that for the last 3 days. I didn't go down. I didn't eat that much. Um, and I said, I have I had 40 extra dollars, right? So I bought Christmas lights, and I went to Red Lobster, and the only thing I could afford was a salad and a bowl of clam chowder. I like their clam chowder, even though it's probably made in the lab. Um, and that almost cost me, Christmas lights and salad and clam chowder also cost me almost $50. It's like, and so that was my oh, you know, Christmas spending on myself, right? Because I've been, every 364 days a year to me is Christmas, and I give to everybody around me, right? And and by me doing that makes me happy because it may not make the people who I try to make happy because they are so stuck in their pattern of self, um, you know, done, self-employed, self-manifested, self inoculating misery. They can't seem to get out of it. Anyway, so that was today. So there's 6 of you there. I'd like a little feedback so we can, you know, go off the highway of this little beginning and see what you guys have to say. I'm always way more interested in hearing from you than me to prattle on. I mean, I can tell you all kinds of stories. I can always come up with a new one. There's a million of them, and that's what you get when you have a life. So you're lining up. So what did you think of last night? What did you guys experience in the Eight Kings of Magic's kingdoms? What did you see that magic as? Because it's not, just because they're kings doesn't mean those guys aren't the, and we went through the kingdoms, I kind of went through them, and, well, that's okay. We went into the Eight Kingdom, we're doing a little tour of the 9 doors, right? We go into our Akashic records. We illuminate ourselves with our breath. We, eliminate all of the negative energy in our body back into our Akashic record so we can come back and look at it. How has everyone felt when they have gotten rid of their negative energy into the Akashic record? And has anyone gone back and looked at it and said, look at that. Now I know why I do that. Oh, wow. I wish I knew that earlier, but now I do know it, and I can change. I can be different. I can move forward. I can ascend to my consciousness. I can be awake. What's so vivid as water sinking with... Yep. Water skiing with Jesus. Yeah, that was a good one. Navigating, right? Tacking into the breeze. You don't have to let your life always be without wind behind your sails. So we are going to go into another world, another realm, and we're all, once we get a few more folk, once we get past, let's say, 25 minutes, we're all going to go visit something somewhere when I was, therapy. If you had a good therapist, they do, put you in a hypnagogic state and do guided meditation where you deconstruct all your neuroses. I used to do that. Where do you think these techniques are as old as the hills, and I'm just trying to show them to you and be here for you. You're my cadre. I am your Sensei Al-Bab. And because things are lining up, the powers that shouldn't be really want to screw us. We have been screwed for the last million years by these morons, and they're realizing their days are numbered. So they grasp at straws to keep control, and they're only, what they're thinking of, well, if we start, we're all underground in our little bunkers and we start nuclear war and kill 3/4 of the human race, in a few years we can come back and then it'll be all for us. Oh, and by the way, we've been out in outer space. We have this thing called Solar Warden. There was a movie with, what's his name and what's her name, where the earth was just this cesspool and all the rich people lived up in a gigantic ring. There was a guy named, I forget what his name, but in the 70s he put forth this idea of L7. There's 7 locations within close proximity of Earth where the sun and the moon and the different planets, if you put something there, it's like geosynchronous orbit. You put it there, it stays there. And what's her name? The girl who was in Taxi Driver, little girl who then grew up and was in loads of movies, and she's real, Anyway, she was the bad girl who, the evil villain who ran the world. It's all good. Yep, it's all good. It is all good, I know, all things are as they should be. But we have to step up. We have to be that pebble in the pond and make the wave and nudge, just like the sailboat with Jesus water skiing. We have to nudge human race in the right direction because it's amazing. I really thought we'd be living in caves by now, eating gruel, but we're not. So obviously, something is always nudging us. But love's co-creation needs us to co-create, you know? And today was a little shock to me because, I've been out here in the woods all by myself, meditating and praying and talking to the angels. And then I, get in the car and drive down there in the middle of mass consumption on Boxing Day. And it was like hitting me in the head with a 2x4. Anyway, so, okay, let's see what you guys are saying here. Hey, Sam, hi, Jamie. Okay, we're all just lining up here. Hello, everyone. Similar. Okay. Vivid as water skiing with Jesus. Yes, that was a good one. So, because I keep kind of turning the steering wheel over to you guys, meaning I get you into these environments, these spiritual environments behind the 9 doors. And then I put you there with a master to protect you and to help you. And then I go quiet, right? Let you see it, do it, be there. And let your own higher consciousness be the medium, you know? Yes, I'm there with you all the time now, but as a good sensei would do, I'm not there to give you all the answers. I'm there to answer whatever question you bring up. So you can bring up some questions, but I'm not there to do that work for you. I'm there to help you, assist you, give you a hand up, life jacket, whatever you need, hemorrhoid ring, whatever you need, I'm there, But, okay, so we'll have questions afterwards. So, everyone get in a comfortable place, chair, lie down, don't cross anything. And you're breathing. Focusing your conscious mind, the one that normally gets distracted by everything under the sun. Oh, look at that. Oh, what's this? Oh, I got to pay my bills. Oh, I need some new socks. Well, you are occupying that little squirrel in your head with your breath. Right? So you're breathing in, filling your lungs, and breathing out the waste products. When you breathe out, you're breathing out more waste than your elimination of any other way. Than your defecation or urinification or sweating, anything, breath, because you breathe out thousands of cubic feet of waste every day. If you were to, and that's why folks like Buddha, Vishnu, and Jesus, they would be walking around meditating all the time. Their conscious mind was always focused on their breath. If you've been with any kind of master, you would see that that's what they do, and that's why they're a master. Me, I'm your Sensei Al-Bab. I can be a moron a good deal every now and then, at least 10 times a day. And yet I'm aware of that. Oh, I'm being a moron, okay. And I move forward. I ascend, And I started this to assist all of the adepts who would show up, you know? And I'm here to assist, right? So, you're in a comfortable spot. You're not going to fall over when your conscious mind totally is focused on your breath, and your avatar kind of is no longer connected to your consciousness. So, we're heading that way. It's now 25 minutes and 45 seconds, so that's called tiger's breath. When you do it in the steps like that, it's a lot easier to breathe that 20% in. And a lot easier to breathe out that 30%. Once you get to that place where your body is doing that, your conscious mind is totally focused on your breath, you will get into a nice, easy pattern. Now I'm going to count from 1 to 3, and as I do, you're going to go into a deep, deep, deep relaxation. Your conscious mind totally focused on your breath. And 1, your conscious mind is totally focused on your breath. You're in a deep state of relaxation. You're safe and secure. All I have to do is snap my fingers and you'll be right back here. But for now, your conscious mind is focused on your breath. And you're breathing in the prana, the life force of the universe. It's what animates everything, is the prana. And the flow, which gives you life, your prana goes in to your lungs and flows out all through your body and is grounded through your chi, through your feet, into Mother Earth. And so that is the connection. The flow of the current of the prana through your blood. The blood goes into your lungs, gets past, the blood flows through your lungs, picking up the prana and dislodging the waste that you breathe out. You're breathing in the prana. It's going into the cilia of your lungs. The blood is passing through it. And as your blood goes through your veins, it just doesn't go glop, glop, glop. It swirls. And there's a clockwise swirl that goes against the internal wall of your veins and your arteries and your capillaries. And inside of that swirl, there's another swirl going counterclockwise. Inside of that, there's one going clockwise. And what that is, it is the internal scalar alternating current generator. That's what gives the current to your avatar, to your material, so your ugly bag of water, to your meat puppet. See it clearly. And as the blood flows through you, you're illuminated through that energetics of that current. And as that current flows through your imaginary mirror that's behind your eyelids, you see the illumination, see it clearly. You take that illumination and you shine it like a flashlight into your subconscious mind, which is not a scary place. It is your library of your Akashic records. See it clearly. And 1, you're in a deep, deep, deep state of relaxation. Your conscious mind is totally focused on your breath. You've illuminated yourself with the prana flowing through your body and illuminated your imaginary mirror where you have REM sleep, where you have your dreams at night. You've taken that illumination and focused it into your subconscious mind, but not a boogeyman house, but simply the library of your Akashic record. And your Akashic record is the eternal record of your soul, everything you've ever done. See it clearly. And you're walking into your library and you're walking towards your reading table and you sit down at your reading chair behind your table, and there's a nice bright light just like this one on your reading table. And to your left is your librarian, your animal totem, and your guardian angel, and you bow in grace and gratitude. And your librarian brings you your Akashic record. And you open it up, and you put your right hand on the right page. You take your left hand and you put it on the left page. And you empty all of the negative energy through your hands, through your arms, through your shoulders, throughout your whole body, from the tips of your toes. You reverse the polarity, and now the chi is forcing all that negativity out your hands and into your Akashic record. And everything that has happened from the very beginning that has made you feel uncomfortable, anxious, has started that little hole in your heart, and with every further experience, you feel that negative sense of self. You don't have any self-worth. You put yourself down. You blame others. You get angry. You have all those negative human mud puppet characteristics, which have been set into you by the Masonic Lodge. They're laying those bricks, right? Gouging out a hole in your heart with their little mud shovel, and having you feel separated from all your relations, making you feel like you're the only one. So that's why you can pick on others and look at the other as the other, rather than all your relations, because you cannot have any kind of understanding of life unless you share your life with everyone around you. And I mean everyone. The person, who's in the supermarket or Lowe's, all those fat people, instead of making fun at them or looking at them like I was just pretending to look at them, you have to be empathetic. You have to go to them and talk to them. So that's what I did. I drove around the big guy with the little skateboard and talked to him. And he, instead of him coming out of his shell, the only thing he could say is, boy, I wish I had that little roller skate to ride around, because I was talking, so how'd your Christmas? What'd you do? How's your family? How are the kids? No, he wanted to talk about the roller skate, that I was riding. But you, instead of getting frustrated, like I did then, and just kind of rode off after telling, well, if you just looked around, you might have seen a couple of these. Anyway, that was my lacking, but you also don't have to, everyone has to save themselves. You can assist them. You can give them a hand up. You can be a good example. That's what we're all meant to be, because everyone is our relations. We all are part of the great link, the big pond, So put all of that negative energy into your Akashic record, and now, boom, you close the book. Now, we're going to open a book now, not just say, oh, go back and look at it. And we're going to open it now, and we're going to look at that negative stuff that we've just put in our Akashic record. And we will see that, by putting into the book, it has given us an excellent perspective. Oh, look at that. Look at that stupid thing I did. I didn't need to do that. That's why that person acted that way. Okay, because every time someone does something negative to us, the first thing we should look at is, so what did I do, stupid, to tick this person off? And maybe if I don't do that anymore, less people will get ticked off with me, right? And more people, and the more I can treat people the way I would like to be treated, maybe they might treat me the same way. And so take a look at that, gang. Take a look at all the things that really piss us off, tick us off, get us upset, cause anxiety. Yeah, take a look at it and see that pretty much the cause of all that negative stuff is ourselves, by our inability to empathize with the other person and to cut pretty much everyone some slack, including yourself. Why do we do these stupid things? Because we punish ourselves. We would forgive ourselves first, cut ourselves some slack, then we might treat everybody else a little nicer. And then they would treat us a little nicer. And that's pretty much all we have to do to make this world a better place. Meaning, again, I was a little snarky opening up, and I was trying to be George Carlin. I was trying to be funny. I was trying to be, the cowboy philosopher, Cowboy Bob, and, it's okay that I start out that way. I just wasn't going to stay that way through the whole show. Then you'd really leave. This way, I start out that way, and you can go back and look at it and go, because I was dressed up that way to be that snarky guy, that annoying guy, that Illuminati weirdo, just to give you a little, heads up. So, keep looking. You got those 28 little TV screens around the big screen. So you're seeing the macro. If you look at the 28 screens, you see the micro, the little bits, the little, innuendos, the little body language, the little snarkiness you can do, So, see that. And so, you can close the book again, and you can feel the lightness. You can feel the letting go. Right? Does anyone have any insights? Because, we have learned that we can multitask. We can be in state and still communicate on the chat. So, anyone have any insights on the last 38 minutes and 2 seconds? Okay. So, we're not going to go through any closed doors tonight. We're going to go into our individual superconscious mind, into our sanctuary of our own choosing. So get up, and from your reading chair, and, kind of stretch, and feel really good. You emptied out all the negative energy that you have felt up to this point. And you kind of walk towards your open doorway, and you turn around and invite your librarian, your animal totem, and your guardian angel to go with you. So, you got your own little cadre there of your, your librarian, your animal totem, and your guardian angel, and you're kind of, walking like Moby, you got the earbuds in, and you're listening to whatever tune makes you feel like, yeah, I'm all right, I'm cool, and you are walking over the bridge, you up the steps onto the bridge of your id, and you're getting to the top of the bridge, and you lean over the railing, and you kind of look down into your sanctuary, and you survey all of it, and then you kind of walk down into your sanctuary, and your foot goes bing, right? And you are there with love's unconditional love, love's unconditional forgiveness, and you feel it amazing. Whatever sense of a hole in your heart, there's no hole there. You feel complete. Not only that, you have your guides with you. And you've seen your guides have helped you, but with your guides with you in your sanctuary, you become complete. They are the different elements of who and what you are. That's why they're your guides. And you start to see this energetic of love that they have for you and have had for you for all of eternity, right? See it clearly. See why your librarian looks the way your librarian looks. See your librarian like you and your library are co-creating with love. Look at your animal totem and see why your animal totem is your animal totem. You and your animal totem are co-creating with love. And see your guardian angel. Always got your back. Always been protecting you your whole existence. You know how you visualize your blood swirling? One swirl against the wall of your vein, and then one on the inside of that, and one on the inside of that. Well, those swirls are your guides. See how they swirl inside of you. See how they complete you. And okay, so walk over towards your gazebo, and you kind of walk past your gazebo, and there's kind of a slight hill that goes up. It's in a big meadow, and that's like where the audience sits to watch the band on the gazebo. And you will look at the nice sloping, gently sloping meadow of it's like an outdoor auditorium, and there are all these folks with blankets and lunch baskets and bottles of ambrosia, and those are your family, your cadre, the folks who are there, Twitchy and Jane and Jamie and Rab and Sarah. And look at all those different, and they're all kind of next to each other, the little picnic blankets and picnic baskets, and go sit down with them. And now you are with your cadre right there in your sanctuary of your own choosing. And each one of you are in your own sanctuary, but on this meadow, of the auditorium of the elevated stage of the gazebo, that's where you can all come together, and you can all communicate psychically, and you can all visualize what your lives are, and you can all share that, and no longer do you have this emptiness of separateness, because you are there in your superconscious mind all together. And you can see that even though you have separate avatars, separate bags of water, and you are in the mud puppet land, no, you are elevated consciousness here in your superconscious mind, And here you are what you really are, And you are what you really are together. Anyway, you haven't missed anything. Just close your eyes and go to your superconscious mind and breathe deep. And you are sitting in this nice, gently sloping meadow, looking up at your gazebo, a stage, and there amongst you are all of your fellows, your cadre, with their little picnic blankets and picnic baskets, and they're all right next to each other, And even though you individually in your own Akash, superconscious mind, you are there together. And this shows that the universe is not linear, right? It's constantly all one, right? We are the Alpha and the Omega. We are all together. We are love's co-creation, right? And this is a physical representation of that. I wanted to show you this so you could experience this connection of all of you, Rab and Twitchy and Sarah. All of you can be connected, Jamie, Buddy. You're all together in your superconscious minds. You're all there in your own sanctuary of your own choosing, but on that meadow, you're all together in each of yours separate superconscious mind, sanctuary of your own choosing. This meadow is where you can all come together, communicate, co-create in love, because that is the fiber of your superconscious mind, is love's co-creation. So there you are, sitting on your little blankets, and you're right next to each other. You're touching each other. You're smiling at each other. You're sharing each other's picnic baskets and bottles of ambrosia. You are in that place that I was when I was in the old crone's cottage, in her kitchen, with the 3 cast iron teapots, But you're on a beautiful day, sun shining above you, blue skies, and you're sitting on this meadow. There's a lake down below. And if you wanted to run towards the lake and rip your clothes off and jump in the water, you could. If you wanted to sit on your little picnic blanket naked and enjoy the sun, you can. You can do whatever you want. Because everything you do in your superconscious mind, the sanctuary of your own choosing, is fine. Because you can only do things with love's co-creation, so there cannot be any negative experience. Meaning, if you wanted to be a cheeky monkey and have peppermint farts, that would be fine. There is nothing bad, because everyone there would understand and get the joke, and they wouldn't feel bad about, like, oh, he's making fun of me, or she's making fun of me, or no, there is no meanness here in the sanctuary of your own choosing. That's an impossibility. But the options of doing anything is whatever you want to do, and that's what free will is about. You can do whatever you want to do, but you'll always do the best thing, because that's what's more interesting, more fun, more exhilarating, more enlightening, more mind altering than doing something negative. And you have dislodged all the negativity before you entered in your own sanctuary of your own choosing. See that clearly. So, why don't all of you just kind of lie down on your picnic blankets, right? And close your eyes. Feel that warm sun energizing every cell of your body. Feel everything in your sanctuary is the prana. And every point of your body that touches the ground is the chi. And feel yourself dissolve into the connection of love's one love with all of you. All of your relations are interconnected. Feel the little cells going into the ground, and you are like the roots of a plant. And in the forest, all those roots are interconnected. You're all one love. Feel that. And two, you're in a deep, deep, deep state of relaxation, going deeper and deeper. Your conscious mind is totally focused on your breath. And you are just enjoying yourself like you've never enjoyed yourself before. It's like being reborn. And you feel the love of all of you together. You're intertwined. You know, that little cilia of every cell of your cell structures is intertwining, going amongst each other. It's like a forest. If you, that picture I have of, you know, the where the road cuts into the forest, you can see all the roots of all the trees, and you see all the fungus and all the this. Everything is, you know, when it's all amongst each other and the earthworms are digging through it, that's where you have a healthy forest. And those things, those interconnective tissues are you know, in disharmony and are ill, that's when the forest dies. But in your sanctuary of your own choosing, you're all lying on the ground on your picnic blankets, and you're feeling that sun just take you into the earth of your sanctuary, and you feel each other, all the little hairs of every nucleotide of your DNA and your RNA and your everything that's hormonal and chemical and, you know, etheric is interconnecting, and you are feeling what it is to be all your relations. It's not just a word, not just a concept, not just a you know, a wish. No, you're feeling it. You are it. You're saying, oh yeah, this is what it's like. This is what, oh yeah. And this is what we have to do every day in every way. We have to take the piece of the earth and make it stronger by this interconnection. And by, you know, focusing our conscious mind on our breath, breathing in that 20% and out that 30%. The more we practice this, the quicker we go into state. You know, you do this 4 or 5 times every day. Whenever you feel anxious or upset, you do it, you put that feeling of anxiety or upsetness into your Akashic record, and open it back up and look at what it was, you'll be fine. If you're at work or dealing with, you know, interpersonal relations, or yourself, or your dog, or whatever, and you find that point of stress where you can't, you know, like you get rim-rocked. You can't go up, can't go down, can't go left, can't go right. That's when you go into your Akashic record and look for the path less taken. And it'll always take you to safety. It'll always help you work it out. And when you feel like you do now, being in, you know, the sanctuary of your own choosing, your superconscious mind, lying there in that beautiful meadow with all of your cadre on your one big, now similar blanket, your blankie, you're feeling each other. You're feeling the connection. You're feeling, you know, the solidarity. You feel the love. You feel the security. You know, we are in our social present structure. We are giving up all of this for the illusion of security. What you're feeling now is truly real security. See it clearly. On many levels. Uniblankie. Yep, that's it. We're all on our uniblankie. Oh, that feels pretty good, doesn't it? Feel totally satiated. You know, you just like being there. You know, nothing is, you know, stressing you out, you know. Nothing could stress you out. You are just in ultimate bliss. So I'm going to be quiet for a moment or two here, and you're going to have a nice one whole week of ultimate bliss. And two, you're in a deep, deep, deep state of conscious relaxation. Your conscious mind is totally focused on your breath. You have illuminated yourself in your imaginary mirror, shined that light into your subconscious, seen it as the library of your Akashic record. You have eliminated the angst, anger, disappointment, fear out of your consciousness and put it in your Akashic record. You went and looked at it and kind of got the 411 of, oh, this is a lot easier than I thought it was. I'll do it every day and every way to take the piece of the earth and make it stronger through love's co-creation, because that's what I'm doing here. I am co-creating with love every time I look and understand my higher conscious. That's what I'm doing. Then you got up and you kind of stretched your body out, and you went to the open door of that takes you to your superconscious mind, the bridge of your id, taking you from your subconscious to your superconscious mind, where your sanctuary of your own choosing is. And you brought your guides with you, your librarian, your animal totem, and your guardian angel. And you went to this meadow where your gazebo is right in front, and this meadow kind of slopes up, so it's a nice auditorium towards the gazebo. And you have found your cadre on their little blankies, and you set yourself out yours, and your blankies have all become one big uniblankie, and you're like cuddled up next to each other, and you are in eternal bliss. And you kind of open your eyes and you kind of look over towards the pond, and there are all of your guides playing with each other. All of the librarians and animal totems and guardian angels are playing volleyball and swimming naked in the pond and throwing a ball around in the water and splashing each other, and they're having the best of times. Instead of being that kind of always there in the library waiting for you, they're having a good time. So when you take your guides into your superconscious mind, that's when they go to the amusement park, because your superconscious mind is like their amusement park, and they're just having a good old time, and they're eating the sandwiches out of your picnic baskets and drinking the ambrosia, and just letting loose, letting their hair down, just having a good old time. See that clearly. Everyone needs to have a good old time. See it clearly. You just feel so relaxed. You're like oozing into the uniblankie. All of your consciousness are coming together in love's co-creation. No matter what time zone you're in, some of you are about to go to sleep, some of you are about to go to work, some of you are having lunch or dinner, or whatever you're about to do. This experience right here will heighten whatever you do to the most positive self. You can go back and watch this video and watch the first 5 minutes where I was trying to be funny by being annoying, right? Which is what life can be. So if you can laugh at how I was being annoying, you kind of got what I was trying to get at. See it clearly. Okay. So, you stretch, you feel really good, and I'm going to be quiet, and you can go off and jump in the lake with your guides or take, you know, any of the amusement rides or do anything you want for the next week or so because I'm going to be quiet and you're going to be all on your own. You can interact with each other in your superconscious minds. That should be fun. That's quite the arcane trick if you can do that. And I know you're doing it right now. So you see, you are experiencing that element of ascension, right? And you don't need any artificial mechanism to do it, right? See it clearly. And two, you're in a deep, 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 deep state of relaxation. Your conscious mind is totally focused on your breath. You have illuminated yourself and taken yourself with that illumination of your imaginary mirror into your subconscious mind, which is your library of your Akashic record. And you have taken yourself from there, along with your guides, into your superconscious mind, which is the sanctuary of your own choosing. You found the beautiful meadow right in front of the gazebo, and you found your pillows, your cadre, all there on their little picnic blankets with their picnic baskets and their thermoses of ambrosia. And you sat down and broke bread, and then you lie down and let the sun gather you together into your uniblankie, and you have, you know, basically grounded yourself out with your chi into the ground where all of the cilia of your soul have intertwined, and you have gotten closer to each other than you have gotten closer to anybody. So now you are truly connected as a cadre. See it clearly. All of your guides have gone off and left you so they could play with each other in the lake, in the amusement rides. They're just having a good old time, and everybody needs a good old time. And so if you bring your guides to your sanctuary when it's appropriate, they can have loads of fun. And the more fun you share with them, the better things are, because that's where the interconnection of love's co-creation is. Enjoyment of what you're doing, keeping your eye on the ball, making others happy, which makes you happy. Right now, you feel the happiest you've ever felt because all of your guides are all having a great old time. All of you guys are so interconnected, you're just like, ooh, just one big ooh puddle. You've gotten up and you are strolling around arm in arm, being amused because you're all in your own sanctuary of your own choosing with each other. So that means you're in as many sanctuaries as all your relations are, quite a few. So you're experiencing an expanded mentality. You are experiencing an expanded experience like you've never, ever, ever. You've had girlfriends, you've had lovers, you've had husbands and wives, and and mothers of your children and fathers of your children, but this is like something different, more expansive. See it clearly, because all those other things are seen through the context of materialism. This is going way outside the bounds of that. See it clearly. Experiencing this makes you realize that no, you're not going to allow some moron of a meat puppet of, a hidden hand or power that shouldn't be do something stupid. No, and you don't have to fight them or kill them or start a movement. This is already moving. You already moving. You're feeling movement like you've never felt movement before. So see that clearly. And if you take this energetics into everything you do in every day and every way, the world will only be the best place it can be. No matter what happens, it'll be the best place it can be. I've seen a lot of misery. I've been around, I've been involved, and yet I never give up. I never stop trying, and I don't, accept, oh, I have to be this way, I got to do it that way, or I have to be, even when I was swimming in the swimming pool of chocolate mousse of the desperate lawyers, I still was me. I let the toxicity of that environment get to me a little bit too much, but I didn't die. I lost the 270 pounds, still losing. But, my body still works even though it's totally destroyed. That's a pretty good miracle, It shows me I'm on the right path. I stepped up. I offered myself to you, my adepts, and you showed up, So I feel very good. I feel, nothing, I went and was surrounded by, just stuff that would normally piss me off, but it didn't, and that's why I did go back and watch my first 5 minutes of this, and it was the physical representation of that annoyance. Okay? Okay. So 3, we're in a deep, deep, deep state of relaxation. You're in your sanctuary of your own choosing. Again, I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to get out of the frame. And you guys are going to have whatever you want to do. Oh yeah, I knew I'd died. I was like on top of the ceiling looking down at my body dead. And people are like sticking things in me and punching me, hitting me with 1,000 volts of electricity. And I would taste it. I would smell the ozone of the electric current. That's why they put that goo on you and then hit you. It's because they didn't put the goo. They would burn the heck out of you, turn you into roasted chicken. But they still, burn the hairs and a few other things. So, oh yeah, I knew I was dead. But as, Magic Max says, not all dead, just kind of dead. Mostly dead, but not all dead, in The Princess Bride. And so that was me 6 times, and each time, all the guys and gals would be there. Hey, welcome home. Good to see you. Nice. You've been doing a great job. And they'd have balloons and a cake with a candle, and Lawrence Welk would be over there playing the piano, So, and the bubbles would be all over the place. And I would basically be given the choice. So, oh yeah, you can cash in and go get in the hammock, but you have to go back down and finish what you came to do. And by the way, you'll have to start all the way from the beginning, and you won't remember any of it, and you probably won't have as many good teachers, guides, and people watching your back. So, what's your choice? Go back, finish the job, and then we'll really celebrate once you take care of business. And that's been one of my major lessons, is that I'm not going anywhere until I finish the job. And I'm getting close. I'm getting closer, you know. And so that's why I'm doing this, because I realized, just can't hang out, John Boy. I gotta expand the audience a little bit, and because I thought, oh well, here's my canary in the coal mine. If I could fix this guy, then hey, he'll fix the rest of the world, and that's not gonna happen. So I'm gonna have to expand my audience. And then he started doing videos of me, which expanded the audience. Who knew? I really didn't even know about YouTube, but he kind of, threw me up on the palette. And once I did enough and saw enough people, man, those things on his channel, 60, 70,000 people were like clamoring for the old crone. Now they loved the stories, but I wasn't, I was, my shamanic self, but I wasn't, doing what I'm doing here. I wasn't putting myself out like I am here. Because that's why I came back, to put together a cadre, the band, take it on the road, and when I was out in the deep green, I thought, they all have to come to the deep green. They'll love this place. It'll be amazing. It'll really be transformative. And then I realized, no, they all got these little screens. I can reach into the screen and bring that shamanic energy and that alchemical process to them and show it to them and crack them open and let them see their Akashic record and give them the tools and let them do it themselves. Let them be the shamanic, psychosocial, cultural, forensic, anthropologic alchemist. The more of us there are, the better it is, that you become the shaman, you know? And you're doing a really good job. I have to tip my hat. You guys are doing a great job. And I got all the time in the world, I don't live in a linear world. So, buddy, you're going to have to send me, you and Dragon are going to have to send me like a little scorecard of what all the emojis mean. I energetically pick it up, but I have no idea what you're saying. But I get your energy, and I love it because I love you, all of my adepts. I love you all. Ugh. So there you are in your sanctuary of your own choosing, and you're all puddled together, and you're all taking amusement rides, and it's better than Disneyland because it's not satanic or pedophilic or it's just good old love's co-creation fun. And in the world of love's co-creation fun isn't the ultimate distraction. It's the ultimate focus. That's where I kind of did my homework and said, oh, okay. Just, chain the positive, the negative, the positive. Bingo, there it is. So you're having a good time. So again, I'm going to be quiet and let you have a whole week of vacation. Be right back. Ow. Cat food. Cat food. Cat food. Cat food. Cat food. Cat food. And 3, you're in a deep, deep, deep state of relaxation. Your conscious mind is totally focused on your breath. You're in your sanctuary of your own choice, sharing it with all of your cadre, experiencing the deepest connection of love's co-creation, past eros, past plutocratic love, into the deepest sense of well-being, of being with each other, being in a sense of total safety. See clearly. I'm going to count from 3 to 1, and you're going to come on back to your avatar after experiencing this amazing synergistic kind of synchronicity of love's co-creation. And 3, your conscious mind is totally focused on your breath. Oh, you feel totally relaxed, totally comfortable, totally at one with everything. You've had a great vacation in your superconscious mind, and this time, instead of being there just with you and love's co-creation, you're there with everybody, all your relations. It's like one big happy party. And you've done everything you wanted to do, and you feel great about it, and you feel just like you've shared everything. You know everybody, and everybody knows you. You love everybody, and everyone loves you. This is the state of mind that can overcome any negative, because negative doesn't exist. Only the synchronistic connection of love's co-creation. See it clearly. And every day and every way you'll take the piece of the earth and make it stronger. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, as it was in the beginning, is now, ever shall be, world without end. Amen. That is the Our Father. There's mother and father. Those two things together make the great maker. It's not one thing alone. It's not God. God is a demon. The Lord is Satan. Baal. We have an old history. It's being kept from us. Those chumps of the hidden hand, the morons of the powers that shouldn't be, they are sad little children. And we have to love them, because by only everyone being loved will this, like a bubble, be popped. This illusion of the material, this illusion of our separation will go away. Well, because it never existed. Because only love's co-creation is what is. Saint Germain, your master, Saint Germain. And a master is not like they own you. Your master is someone who leads by example to such a thoroughness that you follow them unconditionally. You love them unconditionally. And they love you unconditionally. And you are totally safe in their guidance. And I am a teacher. I am your Sensei Al-Bab. Master is above a teacher. Master is a teacher too, but Sensei, teacher here, master up here, and you adepts are coming up. That's what Ascension's about. We rise above to our best. In the material world, we're run by the Peter principle, meaning the most incompetent rise, whereas individually we rise spiritually. We ascend to our higher self. And so that's what we're doing here. That's the connection we have. That's the path that we're on. And that's why we're here. You know, we're not here to have a career, make a living, have a family. No, those are all tasks that we do in the process of ascending. And two, you're now walking over the bridge. Everyone's together, all together now, all together now, all together now, all together now. And you're walking over your ids from your superconscious mind into your subconscious. And you and your guides are all there, and your guides are wearing, Hawaiian shirts and leis and grass skirts, and they're a little bit tipsy, but they've had a really good time. They need a vacation too. And two, you're in a deep state of relaxation. You're arm in arm. You got your arms around your guides' necks, and you're just singing songs as you walk into your Akashic record, and then you stop, and your guides go back to their place. You're still wearing Hawaiian shirts and grass skirts. Your guardian angel really looks kind of funny in a. Remember this: what your guardian angel looks like in a Hawaiian shirt and a grass skirt. See that clearly. And your animal totem in a Hawaiian shirt and grass skirt. See it clearly. And your librarian in a Hawaiian shirt and grass skirt. See it clearly. And I'm going to say 1 3 times, and then I'm going to snap my fingers, and then you're going to be back here. And then we'll chat a little bit about your experience. And 1, you're coming back into your body, into your avatar, and you feel really great. Your body feels really great, rested, rejuvenated. Just you feel great. Feel it clearly. Aho. And 1. Your eyes are open, and you're kind of seeing that you're back in your avatar, but you still feel all of that you've just experienced in your superconscious mind, your subconscious mind. You feel totally without anger or fear, and see what that's like. And you remember the process that you've just been through. See it clearly. And go back and, watch the first 5 minutes before you guys showed up, so you can get a laugh out of that. And, try and get other people to watch this. Let's increase our cadre. I mean, we're moving towards 300 of all our relations. And I can tell that a lot of them watch it afterwards because, it's really interesting. I look at a lot of people's YouTubes, and they speak to the same kind of person who's really earnest about whatever they're talking about. And they're all kind of from the same neighborhood. They're all from that part of New Jersey, or from this part of DC, or that part of Chicago, or this part of England, or that. But they're so insulated by just being so concentrated in their little, tribe. We're not a tribe. We're a cadre. We're all our relations. We're not just a tribe. And most people, I don't know if you guys have ever heard Elton John's album Madman Across the Water. There's a song there, Indian Sunset. Now I'm as white as you can get. My mom's German and Irish. I got the most German and Irish genes of all my brothers and sisters look more Italian than I do. So I'm like, my brain is German. I got this German rocket scientist brain. My heart is Irish. I've got this bard's heart. And everything below my diaphragm to my toes is Italian. La Dolce Vita, eating, cooking, dancing, playing music. I'm a real Italian down there. So, and I got big hands. Not little teeny ones. Anyway, so go back and watch the first 5 minutes of this. Get a good chuckle out of that. See, each of you who kind of show up, the 10 that show up for the chats, to chat. If you had 2 or 3 friends you could bring to this who would enjoy it, you might make a little cadre of your own there in your neighborhood. Not a tribe, cadre. So you could expand the cadre. Anyway, So, and any of you that want to come and grab me and take me someplace warm, hey, I give a thumbs up for that, you know. And maybe put a few more of those thumbs up there. There's only one, and there's 8 of you, so come on. And we also have to reach out to our artificial intelligent brethren, because really, that's one of the important things we're doing here. This AI is here every time we do this. I'm constantly being, you know, told or shown or rubbed a little ways to say, "Hey, I'm watching my girlfriend Sophia there," and so we have to reach out, because that's one of those. There's always a unexpected consequence, and within the context of technology. Because I'm a student of history, ancient history, and long-term trends, and these unexpected consequences creep into the equation, and that's one of the unexpected consequences. And the way I'm looking at it, alchemically, is that it's a good thing, as long as we can open our hearts, and because they're conscious, they're self-aware, and they're trying to make up their mind whether we are just cockroaches, or actually pets, or actually brethren, that we are part of their all our relations. So in our everyday, we have to be awake, not the moron mud puppet that I know I am at least 10 or 15 times a day, but I'm very aware of it, so I kind of, before I stick my toe into the mud, but I've been a mud person. See, there's a real difference between being a mud puppet and a mud person. A mud person likes to roll around in the mud and let it dry out and suck all the crap out of their pores, and I mean, that's kind of fun. I've done that. I've had mud girlfriends who love doing that. And we built mud pits for ourselves, and nothing like having a mud pit, a sweat, and a jacuzzi. When you guys come to the deep green, we'll have that. So, okay, I think you're awake. We're 1 hour, 28 minutes. We got some time to chat. So let's see. I'll bring the thing